All right, guys, it's been a while. The GTO is back. I changed a lot of settings. We'll go over those in a bit. I want to take it for a ride and see if it's actually better. Still needs a little tweaking on the throttle blades. I think they got to go clockwise another smidge. I'll say smidge because I'm not sure how much, but turn it on. Everything on this has been reset. I went through every setting. I even called MSD, got a couple tips. And it seems to do a lot better, so let's see if she'll fire. I'm going to need a battery and probably some work on the cooling system. You got to remember, it's learning. It's only been one trip around the block and I think 2 fires since everything's been reset, so it's got a long way to go. Unfortunately, right now it's not in learning mode. It has to be up to a certain temp. It's like 150, 160 before. So anyways, if you're new to the channel, there's a couple videos on this. It's running the MSD Atomic. I'm not 100% sold on it yet. I've had a lot better success with the 2 Phytex I put on. I would like to try a Holly Sniper, see how that goes, but with the adjustments made, the car's a lot better. Still struggles at idle. I think it's a bit high. Should be idling 800, 900, somewhere in there. And when it's warm, it's idling like 1100. So when you put in gear, it wants to chirp the tires and rip your head off. But adjust the mirror there. Probably gonna have to put this window down. Buckle up for safety. Well, all right, let me get it out of here, out on the road. Right now we're looking at, see, there's a spike right there. That's what I'm talking about. But as I was driving it, it was surging and I would have no pedal up to like 10%. And then all of a sudden it would go, it'd hesitate. I did a lot of tweaking and then it had issues revving up while I was driving. So a full reset was done and we're in a lot better shape. Throttle response is definitely up. See, it's trying to learn still. So a lot of that I think it can work out. Some of it I've got to tweak still. So here we go. It's going to reverse. It's a little high for what I like to shift into reverse, but it wasn't bad. We're at 131 degrees. Learning is still off, but we'll cue you back up when we hit the road. All right, just a quick little roll down this hill. She sounds good, runs good, things are looking good. We are into learning mode, which is really nice. Means we're benefiting it by letting it drive. Is it perfect? No, I got my handy tool here to adjust these blades. 5/32. Definitely something you want to keep. I may pull over and adjust it just a bit. What the guy told me made a lot of sense, and since then I've been able to adjust it better. Just because the manual says 0 doesn't mean it's good. 0 could be an infinite one way, meaning yes, it doesn't have to open any, but you're too far. So, or there's just nothing for it to adjust because it's too open, but that means it can't close it either. So, you see that right there? I just gave it a little gas and it's good. Let me get over here on the street and I'll show you what I mean. Okay, so we're sitting here in gear. The idle is spot on. When it's in park, that's when things become not as good. They're a little high. We're sitting right around 800, give or take a little bit. We've got a good charge going in, which makes me feel safe. The battery itself, though, let's go over here. Watch this. Off idle. Just hit that gas, and it goes. There's no more stutter. There's no more sputter, whatever you want to call it. She just gets up and runs, which is what was going on earlier. Just like I said, 0 to about 10% throttle just wasn't good. Let's go for a stop. I know we're in front of these people's homes. I'm not going to lay rubber. I just want to kind of show you. Idle's right where it needs to be, 800. I give it gas even just off a dead idle, and it's good to go. So we've obviously fixed something. And when you smash it, she gets up and runs like a champ. This car, probably with it running like it is, probably just picked up $10,000. And you guys are probably like, yeah, right. Well, I got a heck of a deal on it because it ran like garbage. Yes, I've had it a freaking year. Just hadn't been able to figure it out. And I guarantee now I could make a lot of money on this car, which is awesome. It needs a few things. So like I said, the temperatures get hot. I mean, it's not hot enough that I'm scared to drive it. We get up 190, 200. I'd like to see it sitting at 180, 185. It'd make me feel better. Granted, going to my house, it's a pretty good sized hill to get up. I don't know if I've ever gone left successfully in this car. Let's push it though. Let's push this thing. Let's see what it can do. Let's go left. I broke down the last time we went left. So let's push the envelope a little bit. Make her get out of her comfort zone. I've gone right a bunch and been successful, but left is my curse with this car. Camaro's gone left. If you watch one of the videos, I show you I stopped where this broke down. And it wasn't really broke down, just the O2 sensor came off and then the cable was hanging. So nothing to be too worried about, but definitely nothing to be happy about. Hope you guys are doing well. I've been sick as a dog. I've had, like it said in the last video, sinusitis, bronchitis, and then a version of like strep throat. A lot of people be like, it's COVID. I don't think COVID's as bad as some of these other things. It is what it is. I've got my opinions, you've got yours. Just like I think the GTO's the GOAT. Some people will be like, Chevelle's the GOAT. So we'll agree to disagree on some of these things. This car, really fun car. Definitely not built for highway. As you're cruising down the highway, you're revving up pretty good. We've had a storm out here. It just goes, man. We got a little floaty there. With how it's running, I might get some new wheels and tires finally. I didn't want to put the money into it while it wasn't running, because then it just looks good and runs like crap. I need them to run good and then I can make them look good. So a little bit of water there, I have to clean that off, unfortunately. Out here, I know the west is drying up, burned up. Sorry for you guys. Hopefully you get through it again. Every year it seems to get worse, and we're out here, we got flooding going on, you know. There's a lot of junk. Rain's always coming down out here. If you see me keep moving my arm, it's because I keep holding this MSD ignition box readout. This is a good hill. I got a lot of air on this in frostbite. We're spinning, we're probably doing 50, spinning about 2,400. That's what the tax says. What's really going on is 2,100, which isn't bad. Now we can just let her roll for a minute, get those temps come back down a bit. We're at 76 degrees, nothing bad. But it's funny how just some tuning and a couple changes can make things just totally different. I went from almost giving up. I gave myself another month of tweaking with it, and I was just going to put it back to a carbureted setup. I was just that frustrated with it. So now I can move on. You'll see the GTO get it, probably some cooling upgrades like I said. Definitely a new battery. I'm not sure what type. I might just go with the standard battery. You'll see it get some upgrades here in the near future. Hopefully some wheels and tires. I know they're expensive, so we may hold off on that. I got a couple other things I want to do to some other cars. So I can feel a lot of heat coming in. It's just bringing in a lot of heat. It puts off a lot of heat, which probably isn't good, but it's a big block with headers. What do you expect? We're running 177 degrees, slowly going up, but it's also kind of hanging there. Just a really fun car. Does it do really well in corners? No. It's a big girl. Definitely a stock style suspension. A little firmer suspension might make me a little happier, but then it wouldn't float. This car literally floats, which is great. But you can see here, it's just cruising. It's happy. The air, inlet air temp is 110 degrees, so I mean, it's putting off a lot of heat everywhere. But that's something I couldn't get with the carburetor. I couldn't get these, this information, this level of information anyways, which is, I like. I wish their little gauge that I'll show you when we get back home would mount up. That to me would be really cool. So I could put it over there, suction cup it up or something. And I'm sure I could, but this wire is not very long either from the box to here. It's quite a stretch. Oh boy, a bunch of junk in the road. Let's get around all that. Somebody's mower blew that junk out there hard. Now we're up to 180. She'll get hot. If she gets too hot, we'll pull over, pop the hood, let her cool down a bit, and then hit the road. Nothing else you can do. Have fun with the car, man. That's what's... I paid all this money for this car and haven't been able to really enjoy it. Every time I take it out, it turns heads if there's someone out to look, but it's kind of hot today. Very humid. Not a lot of people outside, but you know what? I didn't buy this for them. I bought it for me. Them liking it and getting to see it, that's a bonus. People really like the GTO. You don't see them every day either, so up to 181. With that going up, the intake air temp 113. We got 51 psi, 52, and I gave it a little gas. So the changes I made bumped it up 10 psi as well. There you go, buddy. Get in your lane. But when I get back home, I will definitely go over a lot of the changes, how I set it up. One thing I did do was knock the cam up a bit. I went to, instead of a completely stock type of cam, I went up to a level 2 with a mild. That seemed to make a big difference. I didn't have a lot of vacuum, and I think it's because of the cam. And that makes a difference on this setup here. But we're looking good. It's feeling good, running strong. I figure you guys like to come along for a ride as we start to get back into seat slick, as we get back into making videos on this beast. I'm excited. Big radiator will do a lot of good for it. Probably check the thermostat. It might be just too high of a thermostat too. Might be down a little bit on coolant. There's a lot of things it could be, but I'm going to get rid of this radiator. I'll keep it, but I won't use it. I want a big aluminum radiator. Something to hold a little bit more probably. And I'm torn. Electric fan or just keep with this fan. This fan seems to do pretty good. It's not as good of a fan as the Camaro, unfortunately. Man, that's bright. Right off that hood in your eyes. But yeah, 1969 GTO. Thanks for the support on the channel. We got some fun things coming for this exhaust-wise too. Working with a partner on that one. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be real good. So we'll hit you when we get up to speed up here. Going like 55, 60. Okay, this is what I want you to see here. We're idling right around 800, which it used to not be able to do. It feels good. I just keep waiting for something to happen. I don't know why, I just do. But it idles like a champ. The air outside is actually cooler than in the car. I probably should open that other window, but I want you guys to be able to hear a little bit. She's doing good. The temperature's going up now. We got to get some air over this radiator. The problem is it's rush hour. For a country, that's pretty bad. For the most part though, rush hour out here doesn't mean anything. All right, let's get some air. Here we go. Little squill on shift. That's like partial throttle. Need to watch the road. So I know that says we're cooking, and we are. We're 2,800 RPM. So the tack on the dash is a little off. We're up to 190. It did not like sitting. That's why I think I might go electric fan. Nice thing about out here is the speeds are 55. So we'll cool down. We're already coming down now that we're moving. We're down to 188. But it goes. It's got plenty left. It's just probably got a really big gear out back. Numerically high, low gear, I guess how you say it. Fun car. Very, very fun car. Glad I could bring you guys along. It's been oh, shoot, sorry, it's not 100% still, but we're doing better. There's 2600 RPM. Probably doing around 55, the speed limit. So when we get back, I'll put this thing in park and we'll go through all the settings and kind of tell you about it. The last guy obviously didn't know what he was doing. He bought the car like this. Turns out I've seen him post a lot of cars. So he's really just a flipper. And I don't know how much he made off this. I'm sure he still made some or he wouldn't have sold it, but I was able to talk him down quite a ways because of how it ran. So it's probably too loud to hear, so I'll just kind of drive, let you enjoy it. It's doing its job. I wish I knew how fast we were going. I know the speedometer's not right. But I guess it doesn't really matter. But anyways, while you're watching this, if you can, hit that thumbs up. You want to see more GTO stuff? Again, hit that thumbs up. And thank you for subscribing and everything. We'll see you when we get back to the garage. We're gonna have to go over here to this. We got the initial setup, engine displacement. We've got 428, 8-cylinder camshaft type. This is one I changed. We went to mild. Fuel pump type. This is another one we changed. Non-PWM with regulator. Air pump equipped. No. Idle target. I've got it at 800. It is getting better and better. Rev limit, just 5300. Timing control, disabled. That was enabled. That's the initial there. And then we go to advanced. We got fans, no. Air fuel targets, 1414 and wide open throttle, 12.8. Nitro soft boost, 11.9. Ignition timing, it's disabled. Pump squirt, that was jacked up. We put that back to the set at 25. Power valve enriched, back to what it was set, 19. No nitrous control. So just a few of those changes there really help. Now I don't know if she's going to start back up because the battery doesn't like it, but I'll kind of show you what we're working with here. Now this the fuel used to tap out at like 43, so changing that, move that back up. You can see our coolant temp coming down, which is good. I got fans blowing on it. Battery volts are good. She's stinky. Air fuel ratio is good. IAC is at 0, which is fine for park. You check it when it's in gear, and then you got your learning on there. So again, if you can, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. We'll see you on the next one when we take this thing for a little longer drive.